I think I'm just going to start off with asking you why an All-Abilities Club? What was the need? Why didn't a Lions Club suit?
Well, we weren't originally an All-Abilities Club, so we chartered in 2019, the year before COVID, and we were called MELC, Melbourne Autism Lions Club. And then we had a pretty steady following all through COVID and stuff, but then we soon realised that we could get new members if we changed our name, because we realised Melbourne Autism Lions Club, a lot of people would think it's a club for people with just ASD when it's not. It's for everyone. So we decided to change our name in middle of last year to MELC, but it's Melbourne All-Abilities Lions Club now. So we started the process in, I think, June or July of last year. We had a designer come in and design us a new logo and new shirts, which came with the name change. And we officially chartered as Melbourne All-Abilities in, I think, October or November of last year. And, yeah, it's been pretty much smooth sailing ever since. But, yeah, we've definitely had a lot more interest since the name change. It's definitely brought a lot more interest to the club, which is good, which is what we were trying to attract, which was more people into the club.
And so how many members do you have now, Maddy?
I think we have about 23 or 24 active members. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, 23.
Yeah, perfect. Just also to add on to what Maddy was talking about. So when we had an autism-only club, we had, of course, autistic people, but it wasn't an accurate description of the members as well, because autism is just usually one of the things that may go hand in hand with someone's disability and things like that. So we actually found we had a mixed bag of people. And the thing with that one was we just couldn't accurately describe ourselves as an autism club anymore. So it just simply wasn't showing what the membership was showing. So, and the other thing was, as well, just to reflect also what Maddy just said, is we were being inclusive by being exclusive. Right. So what I mean by that is that we were saying, look, we want to help people with a disability, but we only want these type of people. And which wasn't really a good thing anyway. Because then you're just, you had to say, sorry, you can't join the club, or someone will come to our club and say, we wanted to join your club, but it says autism, and I've got intellectual disability, so why can't I join? And we said, of course you can join. But they say, well, we don't want to join. We don't want to get in trouble because I'm not autistic. And then you lose people that way, so it was very funny. Yeah. So, but yeah, thank you, Maddy, for that excellent response too.
What is the secret sauce of the club? What is it that people are finding so attractive about your club? Because you're succeeding really well. 24 members, fabulous project.
Probably because an All-Abilities Club is quite new as well. Like a lot of people don't really know about us. They've heard about us, but they don't really know what we do. And I think that's what attracted a lot of attention, like especially when we went up to the Gold Coast, like people were really excited. Oh, it's the new All-Abilities Lions Club, and they kind of wanted to know more. They kind of heard about us, but they didn't really know exactly what we did or what an All-Abilities Club was, which I think a lot of people, definitely quite a lot of the elderly folk, got quite excited when we came up to the Gold Coast and were really wanting to get involved or help out with the club as in any way that they could. So we definitely had a lot of people come up to us wanting support and stuff, which is great. And probably because we're a fairly new club, a lot of people got excited over that as well, I think.
So can I just pick up on that? What is it that the All-Abilities Club does?
Well, we're pretty much the same as a regular Lions Club, except we do things a little differently. Like we still do humanitarian projects, but we do sort of different things as well. Like we do social foodie runs. We're sort of more than just a Lions Club. We do a lot of sort of outside social events as well, which I think is good. We still do the traditional Bunnings barbecue and stuff and community projects and still go out, but They're more of a sort of out there community-based group than a traditional Lions Club, I would say.
Yeah, I reckon you can't be a Lions Club if you don't do a Bunnings barbecue.
We have done a few. They're very good.
So maybe I see that you've raised a really impressive $7,000 for projects in this last year. Maybe you can tell us a bit about the projects you're running this year.
Well, a lot of the projects sort of overlapped between last year and this year. Like a lot happened last year, so definitely a lot of money was donated. So we had the war in Russia and Ukraine. Some of our money went there, and then as well floods in Sydney and Melbourne. We also donated money to that. We did a barbecue for childhood cancer. So I don't know how much we raised, but that was one of the barbecues we did. We also successfully recharted our club with a new name and designed a logo for our club, which was really good. We did like social foodie runs as well, which was good. We started planning our fun fair, which was in March this year. So started planning, I think, end of last year.
And we did it too.
Yeah, we successfully did it.
With the rest of the zone, yeah. So that was very fun. Just also to add to something as well, if you might hear this foodie runs and people go, why is it just a social activity, isn't it? What is it? So these are foodie runs. The young people at our club get to decide where they want to go out together. Now, this is more than just a social activity. It's actually a service activity in itself. The young people can invite their friends if they want to, or family, or whatever they want. And there's a bit of a sneaky things in the background where we programmed in the past where they have to RSVP to the event, or even for some people they have to organise it and then book it and all those sort of things. Take the bookings or the RSVPs. For those who are coming to the event, they have to RSVP to the event. They have to arrive on time. They have to sit down at the table. They have to have polite table manners. They can't use their phone if they can avoid it at the dinner table. Then they have to order their food and then eat their food and socializing at the table, and then finalizing with the payment and saying goodbye. So all of those things are things that would be social requirements of some people who aren't used to that sort of thing, especially people on the spectrum who aren't used to that sort of interactions. And it's also like we call it social training aspects as well, which I think Maddy might be familiar with what we're trying to do here. But yes, that's what it's all about. So even the people who may be more experienced at that in the club may help the others. Like Maddy might help others how to do these sort of things, just to make sure we stick to things. So it's actually a social event, but it's actually also in disguise a service activity. But we like to still think it's great fun to do anyway, whatever it's service activity or not. It's just a lot of fun, and we just go out and have fun. That's the greatest thing.
That really is a nice sneaky way of getting in a couple of training sessions.
It is. It's lovely. It's a very lovely way of doing it. A very, very nice way. And we also do the dinners before the actual meetings, so we still practice as well. So we're always practicing. We're always trying to find a place to do those things as well, to practice our skills, and always getting the people to help each other. So yeah, it's a really nice thing. We're actually like a family, isn't it? Sort of feel, I think. I don't know how you feel, Maddy, but I feel like it's like a family. Family down here, man.
I mean, it's definitely like a family because I'm one of like the original charter members from 2019, and it definitely does feel like a family, our club, because we're all sort of so close and stuff. It definitely is a family vibe because I've been there from the beginning. It
is, and we're always looking after each other, and like general Lions Club stuff as well, where someone gets sick or family member dies, or we're out looking after each other. But that's what you'll probably normally expect in a Lions club anyway. But yeah, it's just lovely.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question, that it seems like the social side of the club is really important. And so I think you've just answered that. Unless, Maddy, you want to add in a little bit?
Just the social, the foodie runs are definitely beneficial. Like I've definitely found that when we've been out at our so-called foodie runs or social outings, there has been a decrease in the need for assistive technology such as phones and noise-cancelling headphones. When a lot of those are present at the meeting, I find social activities, those are less present, which is definitely good because we're trying to encourage communication stuff at our social events. And the people's confidence has definitely grown because they have to, like Russell said, they have to order their own meal, they have to pay by themselves, they have to RSVP. And I know as me coming in as the president soon, like that's me and Vicky's job as the president to like go and ring and book the place. So I think I've booked like 2 foodie runs so far. We usually book about 13 to 18 people and then everyone RSVPs from that. But yeah, Russell has pretty much summed it up.
Not everybody RSVPs, do they?
That's why we always book for a couple extra.
Yeah, that's right. So we know the backup plan. So those are the funny things. So not everything's perfect, as we know.
No.
And we have to always account for an imperfect world. Yeah.
How boring would it be if everything was perfect?
It'll be easier, but boring, yes.
Yeah, it would be pretty boring.
Yeah.
So now, Maddy, if I can switch the spotlight to you. You're the incoming president, only a month to go. And maybe you can tell us a little bit about what your dreams and ambitions for the club are for your presidential year.
Well, I don't really have any dreams so far, but I'll definitely have some goals. Like I definitely like a few of our club members to try and do more service activities because I really want to encourage other members that wouldn't traditionally participate in a service activity, try and find out what they like to do and then do a service activity based off that. Because I feel like a lot of our members have so much potential. We just need to figure out what their interests are so they can achieve that. And I mean, as well as I'll definitely like to try and get a couple new members into the club. I mean, if we don't, it's not the end of the world, but I mean, I definitely like to try and branch the club out like Russell has, try and more posters, more like education sort of talks. I mean, I'd like to go and speak to other Lions clubs about how they can make their Lions club as accessible as possible as well. And I'd also like to go to the international convention next year, which is being held in Melbourne. So we're very excited about that. But just keep the club going, try and plan some events, just keep it the way it is because it's really good at the moment, which is great.
I can't tell you how envious we are of you. I think I said that to you earlier. You know, you've got a growing club of young people. How fantastic. Wish we were all doing that well. And then just the final question. What are the 3 things that you really most would like other clubs to know about your club? We can start with Russell and end with Maddy.
Yes. So I always go to other clubs and they always ask me, how do you run a club with people with disabilities? And I go, well, it's very easy. And they go, what do you mean? I go, well, when I say, well, do you have people with a sight problem in your club? And they go, yeah, we have a few guys that can't see very well. Do you have someone who has a hearing or hard of hearing or something like that? Oh, yeah, we've got a few people like that have hearing aids. And Dot over there, she doesn't have any hearing at all. And I said, do you have someone who can't walk very well? And I go, oh, well, some people need walkers and stuff like that. And I go, well, okay. Do you have people who have cognitive issues? Oh, such and such had a stroke, so they can't really come to meetings anymore, but they still come along. And I go, right, so do they all sound like disabilities to you? They go, yes. And I go, well, we're not much different from you. We're the same. And that's it. That's all it is. So I think that's the thing. And the only difference the only thing that sets us apart from everybody else is the youth. We've got about 12 people under 30. You know, that's incredible. We've got 8 people, I think, who are about 21, 22. So it's absolutely amazing. Yeah.
That is amazing. That is really amazing.
And
anything else you want to add, Russell?
I think I'll just park it there for now. And if Maddy if Maddy says something, and if I think of something after Maddy, then we'll probably try that.
Okay, Maddy, the floor is yours.
I would probably like everyone to know that everyone's welcome in our club. Just even if you don't have a disability, you're still welcome. Like, we have a lot of like carers or support workers or people coming up to us, coming like, oh, I know someone with a disability and stuff. You're still welcome to come to our meetings. And we want everybody to know that we're a lovely club, and we'd love to get other community clubs involved with our club as much as possible. And we're absolutely happy to collaborate with you. We might be a fairly new club, but we love socialising and getting out in the community with others, which is really important for our club.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, and I think I've chopped through my questions really quickly, so we have plenty of time if there's something else you want to tack on. You've done fantastically well. I mean, I'm just, as I say, I'm just envious of your club.
Oh, look, you're being very nice to us tonight. So I don't know. I'm going to have to go give you that bottle of wine or something that I promised you before.
That's what I was aiming for.
I know, right? Flattery will get you everywhere. So I think what's very important is that regardless of what your abilities are, is that we usually request members to come in so that they're able to look after themselves. Now, what does that mean? That would mean, say, for example, if someone comes in and they're able to look after all their needs by themselves, that's perfectly fine. But if they're not able to meet all their own needs, we say, look, you're perfectly welcome to bring a support in to help you, either be a support that's like a device or a wearable to support, or it might be a person, that sort of stuff, to make you independent and to get you through some things that may happen in the meeting that could be difficult for you, or that may, or anything that you might feel challenging. So that's how we're able to do it with Melbourne All-Abilities. Now, we know that a lot of our young people, like Maddy, for example, can get through the meetings no problem, because she's got all the requirements there, all the things there. And my son also, Thomas, he can get through. Watch out, because you better watch out, because you'll sell your raffle ticket, that sort of stuff, But that's the most important thing. We look for service-minded people, and the requirement is when you come through the door that you are able to look after yourself. Because as carers in the room, and parents and things like that, and other people with disabilities, they might not be able to take care of your needs if you can't, if you're not able to. And I think that's the most important part, right? That we get people the supports, or make sure people have the supports in place to join our meetings with no problem, and get through it. Sometimes most of the time we have success. Sometimes we aren't so lucky. Some people say, oh, this is too much. Yeah. I don't think I can do it. But generally speaking, we usually get people coming in and they want to stay. So that's the good thing. We're getting a lot of interest now. I've just had many calls for new people, and we've got sort of other different people in the wings, like people coming in next month. We have mother and son, and another mother and son coming in.
Fantastic.
2 times, and we might even have another mother and daughter so we have 3 new lots of people coming in, and hopefully we have another mother and son coming again. So we've got about 4 or 5 people in the wings, and this is just only recently in the last 2 months, that want to get involved with us. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on. Our membership will grow very quickly under Maddy, I think. So it's going to be a bit of a ride, fitting those new people in. So she's got a challenge to find them jobs along with Vicky and everybody else. So I suppose it's a bit nerve-wracking, but in a way, it's a good thing. It's a good thing having people to find jobs for.
Lovely problem to have. Yes,
it is. So hopefully, I was hoping by the end of the year we get over 30 members.
Oh.
That's the target, and I think it's actually achievable. It's a realistic goal for us. So we'll just see how it all goes. And then we might get too big and move out of our rooms in Ringwood and we have to find a new room. So that's another problem. Good problem to have.
Another lovely problem to have.
Yeah. So there's so much stuff going on. And all the service activities that we're doing. So we do a lot of little service activities here and there, but it's not so we really can't say this is the number one service activity, the signature one. But yeah, we do it. I think Maddy's 100% right. All the fundraising we do goes to many, many different causes. Yeah, which we will consolidate later.
Thank you for having me, Megan. I really appreciate it. And you're definitely more than welcome to come down to any of our meetings anytime if you want to come and check out the club. Join via Zoom. We have a Zoom link as well because we've got a man up in Sydney who joins the club sometimes. So.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
I mean, your reach, you're not satisfied with just Melbourne. It's also Sydney.
No, we'll go everywhere. We've also got there's a club in Brisbane or two. I think two clubs in Brisbane are now being created off the same model.
So that is such an achievement, really. You're going from strength to strength, seeding more clubs as you go. That's wonderful.
Well, we always go on with the slowly approach, so we don't want to do too much too quickly, because I think that's a lot of problems happen that way. So we're very conservative when it comes to doing new things. We just slowly do it and slowly change it. Maybe we might be changing stuff faster in other clubs, but we feel like it's a very slow approach. So, and that comes back from the autism background of the club, is because we didn't want to make too many changes. We just want to make sure that everybody understands what we're doing and why we're doing it, and we don't want to break the rhythm or the routine of the club as well. So very, very careful in what we do. So yeah, how would you feel about that, Maddy?
I definitely agree with you. A lot of our changes we have made it's taken quite a long time, but I think slowly is definitely better. Like I remembered when we did our name change, we didn't we began talking about it in like June, but we didn't actually have the celebration until October. Everything is really slow, which is good for a lot of our members, which I think the slow and steady approach definitely is always the best approach.
Maddy, is there anything in your notes that you'd like to have a chance to share with everybody? I know you've got your folder in front of you there.
I've just got it's pretty much just the questions that I answered. I didn't really take any other notes.
No, that's fine. I just didn't want to skip over something that you would like to share with all the Lions clubs.
Oh, that's all right. I didn't really have anything written down. I just got emailed the questions. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, that is an amazing achievement, and I can't tell you how proud we are to have you as part of the Pride.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much, Megan.
Thanks.
Yeah, and thank you for having us tonight.
Well, I hope you go from strength to strength, and I'm definitely going to take you up on the invitation to attend one of your meetings. I shall be emailing you, Russell, even if I just do it over Zoom. It would be so great. Love to see how the model works in practice.
Yep. Well, if you come by Zoom, you'll see some stuff, but if you want to come in person, you'll see a lot more.
Okay.
So you're absolutely welcome to come to dinner and everything. So we'd love to see you there, whichever way you come.
Good.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're going to be getting a lot of invitations from Lions clubs because they want to know the secret of growing your membership.
Oh, yeah, I've had a lot of invitations on my emails regarding and people are inviting us to this and people are inviting us to that.
Yeah.
Just going on at the moment for all Lions clubs.
We do actually have a formula, which I can probably share.
Go on then.
So, well, it's not a enormous formula, but I've been trying to get the clubs in my zone to do the same thing. So we actually, as an autism club, affiliated with Amaze Victoria, which is an autism body, and they said they're looking for people or looking for groups that people with autism can go and do social activities or whatever and get involved with, and they were sending us a person each month with that list. So now we have expanded out to all abilities. So we're not just autism anymore. We are now on slowly getting ourselves on lists here and there. One of our members have gone to Knox Disability Advisory Committee, and they've already got some people interested out of that group. So, and they've got a newsletter and things like that. So, and they're now sending us people, things like that. So there are quite a few things you can do, but I think the main thing is get your club affiliated with somebody that can send you people. So I can give an example. Say, for example, you have a registered training organisation with young people looking to do some work experience, especially maybe people who have maybe an intellectual disability, but very, very good for doing jobs like, barbecues and things like that, and looking after things, usually being written off by society, but they have got time because they haven't gone to university. Now, you could be getting onto that for the people who run the certificate of volunteering. And if you get onto the people who are running the certificate of volunteering, they need places for volunteer at. So Lions clubs, things like that are perfect for that sort of stuff. Now, you can take those people at the end of that course or even during that course and make them a member. That is a beautiful thing. But our number one project that we're working on is a very interesting project, is that we're going to take a local special school with autistic children. And so 16, 17-year-olds, and they need to do the, again, the same thing, the volunteer certificate of volunteering, certificate 2 or something like that. And we want them to volunteer with our club, and we're going to make them alpha Leos. That's what we're going to do. And then at the end of the year, they have the option of joining the club. Now, this sounds very simple, but there's a few important things that I haven't mentioned yet. Is that when especially in special schools, when people are actually when people, especially in special, when the children exit the school, when they finish year 12, and especially if they're in they're not going to do a university or TAFE or anything like that, they fall off the end of the school and they lose their friends or they lose contact with their friends. So, and then they have to, the parents usually have to scramble to find the support programs after the school. So where they have to make new friends and things like that. And this is a big problem. So if you had that situation where you're able to come off your high school, or the high school, which is the special school, and continue your friendship with your friends, then that's a huge, huge thing for not only the people that have gone through that, but the parents as well. So there's, and you can keep on doing it year after year. You can get like 5 to 6 people in your club that way. So there's so many avenues I've just shared with you, but I've got more. I can probably talk all night, but I think we probably want dinner now. But you know what I mean. So there's those sort of things that which we'll trial out maybe later this year.
It's just thinking differently about how we approach membership.
Yeah, that's right. Now, I think I feel like I'm a bit controversial in the whole thing as well. There's a few things about it, but a lot of people don't think about people coming from special schools as people that can be functional, and that's the problem. That's something we need to dispel. It's not something that's actually true. They can be very functional members of a Lions Club, and we're not using the potential that these people have.
Yes.
It's actually it's a tragedy. Yeah. So there's a few things. I think there's a few ideas anyway. We'll trial out. We'll find out how it goes. But that's where we are at the moment. Yeah. The grand plan. So we have the grand audacious plan, or big audacious plan. BAM.
Yep.
We've got our mini audacious plan, and we will succeed. We'll get the members in. And they'll be forever lasting members too.
And that really is something that all Lions clubs can think about, is how to be more inclusive.
It'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. So we've got plenty of other ideas as well, not in the All-Abilities area, but some other places where, we'll just have to watch this space, I think. But we just have to get time to execute it.
Thank you, you two. I really appreciate you giving up your time to join me this evening. And Maddy, I wish you all the best for your presidential year. And I didn't say congratulations. It's a wonderful achievement, and I hope you have fun this year.
Oh, thank you so much for having us, Megan. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Megan. Bye-bye.